One of the best ways of getting sales on your website is to use the Google Shopping ad system. So what is the Google Shopping ad system? Google Shopping is where you pay to have pictures of the items you're selling appear on the top of the Google search results. And if we just take a look at a demonstration of this now, this is our demo site we've set up. This is Sport Cams, and we're selling action cameras on here. So imagine if we were selling action cameras, and if you do a search on Google for action cameras, I've just done one here, you can see that this is the results that have come up. And you can see at the top here, these are the Google Shopping ads. You can immediately see that if someone's looking to buy some of these products, you can go straight in and buy them right there, and then it's putting the products right in front of the people. There's loads of information on there, and you just simply click and you go into the site and buy. So firstly, that's a really good thing. You're driving people to your actual website. You're not sending them off to a third-party marketplace. They're coming onto your website. So even if they don't buy the product that they've clicked on, there's a chance that they might buy something else that you're selling. You're not kind of giving them away to your competitors like you can do with some marketplaces. So if we take a look at this as well, you can see, so we've got the Google Shopping ads at the top. Underneath here, we've got a Google text ad. So this is a text ad here. And then underneath there, we've got the organic listings. In fact, you know, so this is what you see, what they call above the fold. So if you search, this is what you can see without scrolling. And you can see there's only one search, one organic listing there. And if you've had a website for a while, you'll know about search engine optimization, which is where you do everything you can to get to the top of the search results list. If you're in a competitive industry, then unfortunately, the top of the search results list isn't high enough. It's not high enough because you need to be in these areas at the top here, specifically the Google Shopping ads here, where they can see the actual products right there and they're going to buy it. So it's not just those there. In fact, you can expand. If I click on that, it goes on and on. So loads of people advertising for these items. So you're going to want to be there. And so how do you set that up? Well, so we've set up our demo store here. This is using the Seller.com e-commerce platform, and Seller makes it really easy to set up Google Shopping on your website. So let's take a look at how you do that. If I go back to the control panel here, so this is what you see when you log into Seller. And if I go to manage items, you'll see we've set up some items here. This is all just demo items, but you can see here we've set these items up. So let's go and set up Google Shopping on this website. So we hover over advertising at the top, Google Shopping, and then we click on Google Shopping Dashboard. When we do that, there's a whole list of things here that we need to go through to get this set up. Of course, you don't actually need to do anything. You're just going to click next loads of times. So let's click on Get Started. You want to read this, and there's a link to a video there that explains more about how it works. If I click on Get Started, then the first step is to accept the terms and conditions. You're not going to be able to get anywhere unless you accept the terms and conditions. So have a good read of these and make sure you're happy with them. And then click on Agree to Terms and Conditions and click on Next. So now I'm just going to click Next through this list, and bits and pieces of information will appear as we go through the list. You just need to click Next a load of times and read the information which explains various bits and pieces. So what this is doing, this is going to set up a Google Ads account, and it's also going to set up a Google Merchant Central account. But you know what? You don't actually need to know anything about those. You'll have access to them if you want, but you don't need to log on to them. You don't even need to know how Google Ads works. Seller is going to do it all for you and make it really, really easy. Okay, you'll notice here it's stopped at verify and claim website. This is quite a common thing. Like it says, you just have to wait a couple of minutes and then click on next again. It takes a while for Google to sort of do the verification and claiming process. So let's just click on next now and see if that's completed. There we go, that's gone through already, so that's great. Register product feed. So I'm just going to keep clicking on next here. And a few more here. So it's creating campaigns, ad groups, all these kind of things you may or may not have heard about. Product partitions. And here we go, we just create the ad. There we go. So again, you don't need to know about any of this. Just click on next loads of times. And finally, we have to set up shipping. So you just want to set up a shipping method that just applies to everything. It's a fairly simple system. If I just select United Kingdom here, because that's where we are, I'm just going to call it UK shipping. And the minimum days, so that's what's the minimum amount of days they're going to get the goods. So let's say 1, maximum days, let's say 3. And I'm at, do you know, I'm going to put, in fact, do you know the best campaigns are ones where you offer free shipping. So I'm going to offer free shipping there. In fact, I'm just going to call it free shipping, not UK shipping. There we go, free. In fact, let's call it free UK shipping. Right, there we go. So United Kingdom, the minimum days is 1, the maximum days is 3, and the amount I put in there is 0. Click on Save Changes. There we go. You can add others for other countries if you're delivering to other countries. I'm just going to leave it at that for the moment and click on Finish. There we go. So now this is going to take us to the Google Shopping dashboard within Seller. So this is where you're going to be able to see the performance of exactly what's taken place, what's happened on your Google Shopping campaign. And as people click on your advert, you're going to see graphs and all sorts of data in here to show exactly what is happening. Now, to begin with, the campaign is paused. In fact, when you first set up Google Shopping, there's kind of a manual process at Google, and they will literally get their own people are going to look at your website and make sure it ticks all the boxes that are required. So let's just take a look at a couple of those. If I flip back to the website, you're going to want to make sure that you've got a privacy policy and also terms and conditions. If you don't have those, in fact, this website doesn't have those, so this would be rejected. Let's quickly add that now. If I go to the control panel, click on website, edit your website, edit primary website. And I'm going to just, let's scroll down to the bottom here. I'm going to click on one of these here. Let's just do it here, add new button, new page, I call this privacy policy. Okay, and leave that as new page, add new. And now click on add new button again. It's called terms and conditions. Okay, click on add new there. Okay, so we've added both of those, close that. Obviously, you're going to want to actually put some information in it. Don't worry, we'll make that really easy. If I click on privacy policy there, then it takes you to a blank page. And if we just click on the content blocks icon there, click on the plus there. If you scroll down to the privacy policy block, click on that and just close the pop-up. You'll see that a privacy policy appears, and you can simply edit this privacy policy to match whatever you require. You'll notice when you look at it, there's some bits with brackets in. You're going to want to just replace that or remove it if it's not relevant. So look at all those, click on Save Changes when you've finished making your own changes. Obviously, you know, you want to do your own research, it's your own privacy policy. This is just an example, but you can use that as a basis. And if I just click on Terms and Conditions as well, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. Click on Content Blocks, add the block, look for Terms and Conditions down here. Add that, close the pop-up, and loads of terms and conditions are going to appear. And you just want to edit that to match your own requirements. You'll see here, name and address, anything in brackets you want to complete yourself. So we've done that. This is great. So we've added our terms and conditions. We've added our privacy policy. If I just flip back here, then the next thing you want to do, if I just go back to advertising, Google Shopping dashboard. So again, you see at the top the campaign is paused, and the daily budget is £10. So you can change that to whatever you like. Now, bear in mind that's an average over 30 days. So sometimes it might be more than £10 in a day, and sometimes it might be less. So it's just saying over 30 days, it will average that out to be £10. And we've got here, the campaign is currently paused, and you can click on this. This is like a play button, and if you click on that, it will run the campaign. And if I just do that now, you'll see it will say campaign is active. And you might also do that as well. Then that will just mean that it will start working as soon as it is all approved. So as I mentioned, you can change the daily budget there. There's also this icon at the top for settings. If I click on that, you can change the name of your shop there. And you can also click here to go back to the shipping screen. Anytime you want to change any of your shipping methods, if I click on that now, you'll see it shows you the shipping as we set up earlier. So that's it for setting up for Google Shopping. In fact, when you set this up, you'll be sent, after you've completed the process where we clicked on next a load of times, you'll be sent an invitation by Google to log on to their various accounts. So you want to follow that up as well. And in fact, you want to log on to the Google Ads account. And when you do that, you're going to need to enter billing information. I will just show you where that is now. So this is what it looks like when you log into the Google Ads account. So as I mentioned, you'll be sent an invite automatically by Google. You want to respond to that, and you have to sign into the Google Ads account. And if I click on Tools and Settings, this is the most important bit. Click on Tools and Settings and then Billing Settings. You're going to need to enter your billing details there. So Google Shopping, as I mentioned, is a paid advertising platform. So you have to pay Google every time that your ads are clicked on. And so if you just look down here, you can see there's a section that says add credit or debit card. So you're going to want to do that and add your credit or debit card there. Nothing's going to happen until you can do that. So like I say, it's a paid advertising platform. So you're going to be paying to drive people to your website. So you enter that there and you click on submit. And then you don't really need to log into this again. You can log into it, but you don't need to because all the information is going to be in Seller. So if I go back to the Seller control panel, so the next thing that's obviously really important is how do you tell Google what products you want to list on their advertising system? So you do that from within Seller. If we go to Manage Items, then say we click on this top product here, which is the Go Pro 3 Plus Back Edition. Click on Product 2, which is the item code. The item properties appear on the right-hand side. If I scroll down here, you can see there's a section for marketplaces. Again, this is only demo data that I'm using. Yours is going to be real. So in the Google, you just a couple of fields you want to enter here. The Google brand, you want to put the back brand. So in this case, I'm going to put GoPro. And the Google manufacturer's part number. I don't know what it is. Let's just put 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're creating your products yourself, then you just put your own brand and create your own manufacturer's part number there as well. You can also enter the category ID. You click on the question mark and it'll give you a list of categories. But Google is pretty good at actually working that out itself. You don't need anything else. Don't enter the URL or anything else. It's not important for Google. That's kind of for advanced users. You don't need that. And also other Google shopping fields, there's a whole stack of other fields you can fill out as well. In fact, if I save this, just to give you an idea what that is, if I go back into the product, click on marketplaces and click on other Google shopping fields, you'll see there's absolutely loads of things on here that you can fill out. So Google lets you do lots and lots of things like that. So Seller lets you do it as well, but you need to go onto that. If you're an advanced user, you go onto there and you put the information on that screen there and save it. So what if you just wanted to, oh yeah, the other thing is this GS checkbox here is Google Shopping. So if you want to put some on Google Shopping, make sure that's ticked as well, and then click on Save Changes at the bottom. But what if you just wanted to put a whole category of items into Google Shopping? Then you go into the category or collection or the item group and click on Bulk Changes. So when you do that, scroll down here. So firstly, make sure you're doing the right category. So category is cameras, action cameras. Scroll down to the bottom to the Google Shopping section, and you want to just go through these one by one. Select all items and select the category to be on Google Shopping. You'd click on Go there. So I've just done that there. You're sure to make this change. Refresh, go back down to the bottom again. Don't worry too much about the category. You put the brand here, so let's put, it might be GoPro, if they're all GoPro in the category, obviously, and then click on Go. And also, if you don't have Google manufacturer part numbers, then you can use this to generate them for a category as well. You just give it a prefix and it will start with the number that you put and sequentially create manufacturer's part numbers. And that's useful if you're the manufacturer, for example, and you don't have one, and Google perhaps wants you to have one. So once you've set up your products on the item manager here, then you're going to need to submit that to Google. So you go to Advertising, Google Shopping, and this time you click on Google Shopping Feed. And this is where the feed is generated. Click on Generate New File, and it will say the file is awaiting generation. After that, you can just go away and do something else. It's fine. You don't need to wait for it. It just goes and does that in the background, and you don't need to worry about any of this stuff. And also, Google automatically will log conversions on your site. And in fact, when you go to the Sales Manager, if you make a sale from Google Shopping, then you will see in the type column here, it will show a Google logo. So it'll be really obvious when you have made a Google sale, or a sale from the Google Shopping system. So anytime you make a change to your items, so if you delete or add items which are on Google Shopping, then you're going to want to go back to the Google Shopping feed screen and regenerate the file. You just click on Generate New File, and it shows you there where the file was last generated. So here we go. So we've set up Google Shopping. you can see that if in the advertising Google Shopping dashboard menu, you can see all the data is going to be there. So what you do after you set it up like this, well, you know what? You have to wait, because they're going to manually look at your website, make sure you've got terms and conditions and privacy policy, and make sure you've got a checkout on there and it's a proper e-commerce website. I'm sure they do lots of other different checks as well, but they're just making sure that you're a proper e-commerce website and properly in business and something that they feel happy to promote themselves. And then once you do that, you will see that impressions and clicks and hopefully conversions will start happening, and you're going to get some great reports in here. It's going to show exactly how much money you're making. An important statistic you're going to look at is this one here, conversion value by cost. How much money you've taken compared to how much it's cost you to take that money. So you want to, it depends on your profit margin, that kind of thing, but you want to pay careful attention to that. But I would say you want to be running your Google Shopping campaign for at least 30 days before you judge whether it's successful or not. At least 30 days, because lots of people have to click on adverts or go to your website multiple times before they buy. Now, by default, Google and also the seller tracking system puts a 30-day cookie on the browser that's used to click on the advert, so it can detect whether they bought after clicking on it as a result of the advert with it up to 30 days after they've clicked on the ad. So that's why you need to run it for a while. And in fact, often what merchants do is you just want to put some money, kind of almost like invest some money in the advertising campaign, particularly to begin with, to see which products are successful. And it will show you really interesting information as well, such as what's getting the most impressions and clicks. And often it will not be what you think it is. So it's really interesting to get this data as well. So have a go, set up Google Shopping. If you have any problems, then obviously contact us at support@seller.com. We're here to help you set this up, and hopefully you'll find it brings loads of new customers, leads, and conversions to your website. It's a great addition to any e-commerce website. And do you know what? To be honest, if you've got the money to put into it, it's the easiest way of driving people to your website to buy from you.